Rahubat Yasar, Ranani, Kawun, Qamam, Hatap, Rayay, and I'm a student teacher of the true Nawapians, known to us in this day and time as Pa Nabab YAANAN, also known as His Excellency, the illustrious Malachi Karbina York 720. Today I will be reading from the Gospel of YAANAN, the reading Natural Ether Energy. As you read in the holy books, it will say, and the Lord God said or did, this is one of them, speaking about another of them. 194, in the book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 1 through 4, that is a female speaking on behalf of Enlil. She is his granddaughter, Inanna or Ishtar, found in the holy books as Astareth, a she-god or Elohim, single, A-L. Psalms chapter 82, verses 1 through 8. 195. So when you read Genesis chapter 7, 1 through 4, you see the Hebrew word for I or I am being used. It is, look it up, Anachi, feminine, and not Anai, masculine. The deity who addressed Noah, whose name really was Zeu Zutra, changed to Noah, Nuh, but it was Ishtar who addressed him, which is clear by the grammar of gender in Hebrew. The word Anachi was used, whereas Ani would be the masculine form. 197. She also was the one who spoke to Abraham in Genesis chapter 15, verse 1. Again, you see Anachi, for I am a shield to thee. 197. These deities, angelic beings, had children of their own. Read 1 Chronicles chapter 21, verses 18 through 20. You will read, and his 4 sons with him, hiding, who is this him? Yahweh, Jehovah, Jah. So this man saw the angel, and his 4 sons with him, hiding themselves. 198. Now you see, Nawapians, why back in 1963, I did not start out teaching Wu Nawab. They were just not ready for all the actual facts until now, after 1970 AD, when I broke the spell little by little. 199 is much to, and the book of Ezekiel is much to say about, and to Adonai Yahweh. The meaning of the Hebrew is my master, not one Lord, my own masters. And note, sometime Yahweh did not come alone, but with his family members. As you read in 1 Chronicles chapter 21, verses 18 through 20, and you see their list of family given of the Anunnaki, or in the Bible as Anakim, 200. Some humans were transformed into Elohim, as you read in Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. Moses became one of the Elohim, 201. When you read the Lord God in Genesis chapter 2, verse 4, and Genesis chapter 3, verse 22, it really reads in Hebrew, the Yahweh of the Elohim, the existing one of the powerful one. Each Yahweh can become a El if he changed side from An, Ki, Yahweh, to In, Lil, Baal. You see the use of the or El on the end of names in books such as Samuel, Nehemiah, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Joel, Abadiah, Zephaniah. The L's and the Jah's conflict of the gods or brothers for the rule of earth, an Adamite seed. 202. They don't want you to know that in their holy books there's a conflict by 2 sides of the families, one of the Most High gods, Anu, and his sons' daughters, their children, and the race of Adamites. They made from their own DNA, the Kakasu or Makasu, Salal race. 203. And the Holy Quran of Arabs who are of Adamite seed, as you read in Quran chapter 3, verse 33. Same seed of Abraham by his son Ishmael, Quran chapter 2, verses 130 to 136. And the Quran confirms that it comes from those stone tablets. Quran chapter 85, verses 21 through 22. 204. So it is the same extraterrestrials that came to them as all others of Adamite seed, and a conflict between two brothers who both say worship, serve me, only have no other, serve me only, have no other beside or with me. The fight is on. 205. And now their offsprings world over are at war for power, and who will rule all others, political or religious. It is the same. I'm right, you're wrong. My God is greater than your God, and none of them even know what they call God or deities. Divine, supreme being, supernatural is nature. 206. So we Nawapians overstand it as Nupu, Wu Nawap. We speak Nawapuyi as Nawapu, as Nagar, Sha'ul, Shalal, soul. 207. The world soul, divine emotional powers that put all in motion and created as creators during the life cycle of nature or emanations of these dimensions, the deities of life, and living according to the natural ether energies from our own ancestors. 208. On the below side of creation is death and dying, the ghosts. Gods and goddesses are called God. The world of spirit defined by their laws. In our ancient time, we use the symbols to describe them as well. They are called Zupu, bolt lock, trapped, Zupu, Zupu, the world spirit and destroyer of life during the death cycle of unnatural nature or emanation of reflected light of the moon. You find in the secret symbolism of hieroglyphics the hidden meaning of this, as you see in the meaning of physical flesh or matter, that being Zazat, meaning man, and Zazat Ta'at, meaning woman. Now look at the symbolism for mummy. Mummy, Za'ah. The meaning, the measurement of this symbol is length, the distance between a man's elbow and the tip of his extended middle finger was the royal cubic, 52.4 centimeters. In this is time and space in man's hand by the strength of his arm. How long will he live, and how long will he be locked, trapped in the spirit world, or trapped here in the physical world as ghosts? 209. Zupu is the living dead. Those trapped in this dimension can't cross over, became unnatural ether energy, 6 ether beings who lost their soul or ride in interdimensional worlds in this one universe. 210. Nawapian, you hear very little in anything about your own story and spiritual science of our ancient ancestors of Khamat or Tamaray, or pre-dynastic times or antiquity, which was long before and much prior to the event of history, the history of the race of Adamites called Adam and Eve, 6,000 years ago. 211. Their spiritual science was Zoroastrianism, that is Zupu, from Zoroaster, also spelled Zarathustra, of Mesopotamia, Persia. Worship of hell's fire. They call the earth spirit Zam, and their god of infinite time they called Zorvan, who sacrifices for thousands of years. This is the root of their religion and was passed on to Ibrahim by his father Tirhu, Tarak, Terah, Azar. Yet most have no idea of the hidden meaning behind who and what they call God, Yahweh, Dehos, and Thehos. 212. So now, Nawapians, overstand by Nupu, and you understand by Zupu. 213. 9 ether, or positive, is called Nupu, and 6 ether, or the negative, is called Zupu. These two worlds of soul and spirit who exist at opposite times are opposite eternal powers of natural ether, unless poison, disease, to become unnatural ether. 214, they include all spirit beings of nature. 215, natural ether energies and unnatural ether energies. 216, their degrees depend upon who of you or Kakasu accept the laws or rules of your natural nature, or do you submit or do you substitute your original nature for others, that is, replace Zupu for Nupu. 217, and in the case of Kakasu, replace Zupu for Nupu. 218, this depends upon where in the cycle of time all exists of order. Everything is on the cycle of time. 219, you have entered the last 6,000 years of this 24,000 year cycle at 2000 AD, the end of the 6,000 years from 4000 BC, the Adamite cycle called Adam's calendar. 220, so know this, natural ether is natural electricity and ethereal electricity, which is life, spirit, and mind energy. 221, the rule of is, the nature of is, the purpose of is, and the purpose of natural ether is the spark of natural life and mind energy. 222, you are the reason all exist. 223, you are the purpose all exist. 224, you are the original beings. 225, you are the supreme beings. Tawakum.